Hey guys, today we will show you the installation video for the fairing kit on the Husqvarna 701. This is model year 2023, but the installation is the same even if you have 2016. Yeah. What we suggest, you book all afternoon, and the kit is designed in a way that you are able to install it with one pair of hands. When you buy the Husqvarna F5 fairing kit from us, you will get the injected windshield, the plexi cover for the headlights, including all the stickers and mesh. You get the carbon tower, the GPS crossbar, the mounting pack. Then you get the clamping system if you have the model 2016-2019. If you have a younger model, it means 2020-2023, you get this type of clamping system, and you get on top the handlebar risers and adapter for Scots. Next, what is this in the kit? It's the headlights holder and the turn signals holders, the legs and side panels, certified LED headlights, and in this leaflet you get the QR code with a link to this installation video. One important explanation: the towers are for any model year the same. The difference is in the top plate. First, look at this one. This one is for any model from 2016 to 2020 European version, but for 2016-2023 US version. The other one with high profile speedo, it's only for European version 21, 22 and 23 model year. We start with the mask. Here is 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts, so just remove them first. There are 2 pins going into the front fender, so you need to lift it up and pull towards you like this. Now we put away the cables from the other side, and you disconnect the headlights. Guys, we need to unbundle all these cables because we need to get out this black plastic stuff. Here are many zip ties, so now we go one by one and we will cut them. Do it carefully so you don't cut any of the cables. Guys, so we counted 5 zip ties that you need to cut out. Here are the controls. What is good here is written flasher. Yeah, at least on 23. If you're older bike, better you mark it because you will need it later. And then we start disconnecting things. So it's one sensor. It's good to use small screwdriver to get it out where it's necessary. This is USB port. Controls just the power. Here is the lock. So again with screwdriver. Up. Here is the speedo. Here is the tongue, and you pull. This is the ABS. You lift it up and you pull. And did I forget anything? Yeah, turn signals. Yeah, it's good to mark them for later. Yes, so the red is the left one, and green is the right one. Now when everything disconnected, now we need to get most of the cables out. Yeah, so what we suggest, we start here with the ABS. Here are small locks like this. So take this one out. Now you can start pulling the cables going to the handlebars. 1 and 2nd. Now the left side, to get this one out, you need to pull up the controls. Now you can get out this one. And last thing, what you need to release from here are 2 cables going from the gas. The connectors for gas are behind this black plastic. So just take out this bolt. You open it, you pull one of the cables you see is this connector. Here you need to take a screwdriver, and here is small tongue, so you lift it up and then you pull out. Now we can get one connector out. Now you take the other one. Is this black one. Here is one more tongue. You push it and you pull and it's out. One more remark, if you cannot access it, they might be tightened by the zip tie to the frame tube. So you lift up the original cover and you cut the zip tie here, and then you easily can pull out the cables. And now finally we can pull out the cables. First take one. Now the second one. And you pull them here out also on this side. Now take out these two bolts holding the black mask. Bonjour. Now the mask is almost out, but here is the cable. Yeah, so you have two options. Either you release it here and then you put it back again. Yeah. The other option is you cut the black plastic part here like we do, and then you can take it out. And then here is still the big harness. So then we need to do one more cut of the plastic in this area. Yeah, and there is no other way than to make the cut here. One, I open it to get out one cable. Oop. Now I open it to get out second cable, and now I can carefully take out through the harness. Guys, we need to take out the speedo. It's on 2 screws, yeah, and you will do screws again shortly. Take it out like this. Guys, here are the original grommets. So take the screwdriver and push them through because we will need them. You take the speedo, yeah, and you need to get the grommets on these two holes. So again, a small screwdriver and push it there. And you install the original grommets into the top plate. Yeah, it's the same for the older version of the top plate or the US version of the top plate. Now we put through the original speedo like this. And here you will secure with the original screws. Yeah, be careful when you tie the original screws because you go into the plastics. So if you use too much force, you will destroy the speedo, and it's super expensive. Now you take the control lights. They have here on top of the mark small tongue, very small tongue. Yeah, and here is also space for very small tongue. It's arretation, so it's not turned like this. So make sure that you put it there correctly. No. Like this. Yeah, here is a small tongue. Here is a small tongue on each control, yes? So make sure, and here is space for small tongue on the top, so make sure you fit it there correctly. Like this. And here are O-rings that help you to secure it from the back side. Tak. Now we need to get out the USB port, so these legs you need to put inside, and then you can take it out. And now you will install it into the top plate. If you have the US version of the bike where is not the original USB port, or if you have the older version of the European bike, then don't worry, you have the USB port from us. Here is rounded hole, and you will install the supplied USB port in this rounded hole. Now we need to get out the turn signals. So release the nut and the washers. Yeah. And take it out like this. Now we take the windshield holders and the turn signal holders, and you will use the original turn signals. You insert it in here from this side. There is the irritation point, and now you will tight, but use the proper amount of force. Now we will install the bar riser and the Scott adapter. The remark: this part of installation with the bar riser and Scott adapter, it's only for the model years 2020, 21, 22, 23. And doesn't matter if it's US or European version. First we need to remove this clamp holding the handlebars. Now you remove the clamp and you remove the handlebars. Be careful, put it over the bike, for instance. Now we need to release these bolts holding the clamps. So here goes the Torx 45, and from the bottom there is a nut, and you need the side key number 17. Yeah, and you need a lot of force because there is a lot of glue on the bolt to get it out. Guys, you take the original bolt, you put it back almost complete thread, yeah, because we need to get out the original nuts, yeah. And then you take a plastic hammer and you need to hop. This is the original nut. And here is a silent block, so we need to get it out. So take a small screwdriver. You can ideally use a little bit of grease, yeah, and then try to get it out. Now take out also these silent blocks from the triple clamps. Now you take the supplied long nuts, you put on the original silent blocks. Again, if you put a little bit of grease, it's going easier. And now you insert them from the bottom, like this. Now you take the bar riser, and you see here is a space, gap, that goes into this. You sit it there like this, and now take the original grommets again, and you push it there. With this solution, there still stay the reduction of the small vibration going to the handlebars. Now you take the original bolt, you put a bit of Loctite and the original clamp. The clamp is asymmetric, so make sure both of them you put the same way. And at this stage, just finger tight. Guys, what is very important now, I'm saying again, very important, that we well tighten this bolt, this nut. If not, after some while, your handlebars will be loose. So what we suggest, you take a wrench torque, you set up 45 Newton meters, yeah, and then you tighten the original bolt. Guys, if you don't have the torque wrench, so tighten enough and make sure that this nut is sitting on the triple clamps, that here the bar riser is sitting on the triple clamps, and here between the bar riser and the clamps, from this point of view, it looks like gap, but it's important that it sits on the long nut, not on this bar riser. Now you put back the handlebars. Now we need to plug in these two connectors going from the right handlebar. We start with the black one. Here is this small tongue, goes against this. You click it there and you hide it somewhere in this area. In the next stage we will mount the clamping system, so prepare this pack. Here you see the low clamps, and here these are the top clamps including the nose. Here are two connecting parts. They look similar, so if you turn it from the other side, on one you see this small dot, yeah, and it means it goes to the left side of the motorbike. There are 6 bolts also, 2 shorter bolts and washers, goes through the nose to the top clamp, and these 4 longer bolts goes directly from this part to the bottom part. Now we take the top clamp and we fit it here like this. Now you take the low part, the one with the dot, because it's the left side. You put it from the bottom and you take the bolts with a bit of Loctite. And you bolt on. At this stage you don't tie it too much. And now you mount the other side. Guys, if you have Husqvarna 701 2016 2019, so here and here on the frame will be small tubes ended with a black plastic. So this black plastic you need to get out with a screwdriver, and underneath is a thread. Then you will take these clamps. There are pairs. Here you see 2 dots and 2 dots. So this pair goes to the upper position, and the dot has to be visible from the top side when you look at the motorbike. And the other clamps with only 1 and 1 dot goes to the lower position, and again you have to see the dots from the top side. And you use these bolts to mount it from the side. Now we take the nose and the bolt with the washer. Now you can fully tighten. Now we need to do here a small cutout to be able to put back the plastic. So you can do it with a sharp knife, or we use the multi-tool. You see here the cutout, and now we can bolt on. Now you prepare the pin holder and the M6x12 bolts with the washers and put a little bit of Loctite. Here you can see 2 original power sources. One is called ACC1, that means that it's permanently on, and second is ACC2, and that means that it's on only when you turn on the ignition key. Yeah, so we suggest you take this extension now, and you take the red wire and you put it into the red cable, black red cable here, like this, and the other one, the black, into the brown. Now you are ready to have the power source to connect any GPS, tablet, Garmin, whatever you need. Now we will connect everything what is possible to be connected together. So we can start So now all is connected, and let's check what has remained. This goes to the controls. Red and green are the connectors for the turn signals. Here we said this is the extension for the navigation. This is the extension for the original USB port. Yeah. If you have the older version, yeah, you will connect the USB port into this extension. Here is connector for the ABS switch, and here is a connector for the OEM speedo, and that's all. Guys, now we need to get the harness into the tower, into this space. Yeah, you see here it's a little bit wider. Yes, so the biggest connector has to go through it. Yeah, it's a little bit of game. But it's feasible. You can help with your second hand to take it through. When you are almost there, what is important that these cables from the handlebars and all the cables actually goes under the top nose. Like this. What is important now that all the cables goes under the nose from one side and from the other side too. Yeah. Now we go to the right side of the motorbike and we insert here the first bolt, and we secure it with washer and nut from the other side. And you can just finger tight at this moment because you still need this kind of flexibility here. Now we take the low clamps, yeah, and you need to be a little bit clever. One clamp, and you enter it like this from top, put away all the harness, and then try a little bit to the bottom. Yeah. Try to place them more or less against the holes. Take some tool and try to align the holes first, and then press the bolt and secure it with the washer and nut. And again, only finger tight. Now enter the remaining bolts and you can fully tighten. It is easier to enter it on top where the brake hose is thinner. Make sure the RG is correctly oriented. Now you take the zip tie, take it through, and you secure it. Now you secure the brake hose to the cables from the handlebar, and do it only gently, don't tie it, so there is still some flexibility. And on the side you put one zip tie also, and again you do it only softly, so here is still some flexibility. Take the turn signal holder, push it through the cable, and just catch it like this and leave it like this. Now you take the headlights and you will install them. In the box you will find also the M5x16 bolts for the headlights. What is very important, that the longer headlight, it's low beam and goes to the lower position, and the shorter tube goes to the upper position. Yeah. First we put it there like this with this type of connector. We insert it into the tower. Now we insert the headlight like this, and we use the bolts to mount it. On each headlight, on the bottom bolt, there is a clearance, so you see you can adjust the height of the beam. In the headlight box you will find this leaflet where copies of the certificates, and on the last page you can find the manual how to correctly set up the direction of the beam. Now we need to connect everything perfectly together. Where we start with the headlights. This was also included in a headlight box. What is very important, here is marked high beam. So double check which of the connectors from the headlights are high beam. We said high beam, it's the upper light with the shorter tube, so I double check. Yeah, and now we connect. Zack. Now we take another one from the low beam, we connect. Now we connect these headlights to the original headlight connector. Yeah. If it's going too hard, what may happen, it means the pins are bended. So take a small screwdriver and try to make all of them aligned, and then try to connect again. Yeah, like this. Now we connect the turn signals. Here is red and green. So the red is the left one, green is the right one, at least on this motorbike. Now here is the ABS connector. It's brown, it's easy to find. This is the USB connector, goes to the USB connector. Now we need to put the diodes. There are connector white and black. So the white one is a flasher, and the black one, it's oil. You only insert it from the bottom. This cable, the last one, is a speedometer, is this one, and the black and white. Before we close it, we can test. So turn the key on, and you can test the turn signals. 1 second, the headlights are okay, high beam is okay. Yeah. So now you can close the top. Now take the M8 by 10 bolts, and we will mount the GPS bar. So first goes the GPS bar, and on top of it goes the turn signal holders. Now we need to insert the rubber nuts into the windshield holders, here and the other side, because the hole is quite tight. Yeah? So we suggest you take a bolt, you bolt on a little bit, and now it's easier to put it through, and you take the bolt out. Now we need to remove the original grommets from the side panels, so we suggest you take a screwdriver and you somehow push it through. Take the stickers. They prevent the glare going into the windshield from the headlights. Yeah? So it's important to stick it here around. Yeah? You easily peel it like this, Now where I start usually is this corner, and I try to align one or second line. Yeah, I turn the windshield like this. First I try to stick it here. Now you do the same from the other side. You go nicely to the corner, up, and you go against, and it's done. Now we take the mesh that fits here. You peel the sticker from the other side. You don't have to do the complete. You can, and I usually start in this corner, and I go slowly. I don't pull the mesh. Just try to fix it in a correct place. Now we need to do the holes for the rubber grommets. I just take a sharp knife. I find more or less where is the hole. And I cut it out like this. Now take from the mounting pack the M4 rubber nuts and insert them into the windshield over the mesh. Now you take the sticker and you put it on a plexi cover. Here in the cover there are pre-drilled holes, but not in a sticker. So what we suggest, you take a 4mm drill, you mark it from outside, and you drill it through. Yeah. Now you can clean up a little bit, and then you can use. Now we take the M4 by 16 bolts and the plastic washers, and the cover. We put first here the cover, and we go one by one. Yeah, because the bolts are not parallel, so we have to go one by one. Don't tight at the first stage. Now what is important? There are rubber nuts in the bag, so you don't need to super tighten, only a bit. If you do too much, then you might destroy the sticker here. Guys, now we need to assemble the windshield with the side panels together, and then we will install to the motorbike. You start with the rubber nuts, you insert them to the side position, the middle position you leave open. And here we have to insert now the original grommets. Here is a little bit hook, so first put there the hook and then try to push the rest of the grommet. You can use some screwdriver. And it's there. And we mount the side panels together with the windshield. It is enough to make it just like this, yeah, because if you over tighten, it means the fairing loses flexibility, yeah, which you need to reduce some of the vibrations on the motorbike. Now prepare the M5 by 20 and M5 by 16 bolts with the plastic washers to mount the windshield. Important remark, he goes to 16 and he goes 20 millimeters long bolts. Now we take the fairing, we open it a little bit up and we insert it on the tower. And first we catch the bolts on top. Now we take here the longer bolt, we can put one hand inside, we can align a little bit the windshield holder, and you take this one. Now you can tighten all 4 bolts holding the windshield, and again you go against the rubber nut, carefully. And this is how you lock the seat into the side panels. Guys, the installation is finished, so congratulations, your great mechanical job. and now you can start enjoying better wind protection, strong LED headlights and more space for the navigation. So we wish you to have a great season.